everyone, my name is Shelby. Welcome back to my channel, Grace with Books. Today I'm going to be going over my reading and life goals for 2022. So this is going to be a little bit of a different kind of video. It's going to be a little more chatty, just me kind of talking through all of the goals that I have for 2022. I hope everyone had an amazing new year, and yeah, let's get into it. 2022 has a lot of big life things happening for me. This is the year I graduate college, it's the year I enter the workforce, and for the first time in a really long time, I don't know where I'm going to be at the end of the year. Up until this point, I've always known that I begin the year at school and I end the year at school, and that's kind of always been a constant in my life since, kindergarten. But for the first time this year, I don't know where I'm gonna be in December of 2022, and that's really nerve-wracking, but also really exciting. That's kind of like some big picture stuff that is happening this year, but primarily today I want to talk about some reading goals that I have. I know that's why you guys are mostly tuned in, and I have some really exciting reading goals this year, and I cannot wait to share them with you. So we are just going to jump in with the big goal of the year, how many books I am planning to read, what is my Goodreads goal for 2022, and it is 75 books. In 2020, I had a goal to read 120 books. In 2021, I had a goal to read 100 books. And this year, I am decreasing it a little bit more with 75 books. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to focus less on trying to get to a specific number by the end of the year and focus more on books that I'm enjoying and that I want to read. And I think by taking some of that pressure off of myself to get to that certain number by the end of the year, I'm going to be able to focus more on books that I enjoy. This is the lowest I have ever set my Goodreads goal, and I might increase it if I'm doing really well by the middle of the year or something. I just really don't want it to be a pressure thing, which is why I'm starting it lower than I normally do. So that is my goal. It's gonna be 75 books. I'm very excited about that. My next reading goal for the year is to read a classic. This is something I have been really wanting to do. I have had Little Women by Louise May Alcott sitting on my bookshelf forever, and I think it's about high time that I read it. Classics have always been very daunting for me. I much prefer fast-paced fantasy and romances, and while classics do have romance and they do have action, it's just a very different type of literature. It's a different type of voice that you are getting from these classics, and I think that's always why I've been so intimidated, I guess, to pick them up. But I love Little Women, the movie, and I think having that background is really gonna help me, convince myself to finally pick up the book and read it. So it's definitely a big goal of mine to read a classic. I'm starting with one, and then we'll see just how many I get to by the end of the year. But it's just very important for me to read that book because, in my mind, I know it is something that I'm going to enjoy. So I'm really hoping to get to it. And that's really why I'm telling you guys my goals now. You guys are gonna help keep me accountable for these. So yes, help me read my classic. I want to read Little Women by the end of the year. I'm going to read Little Women by the end of the year. I'm trying to manifest this. We're manifesting a very good year ahead. We are manifesting all of our goals. But yeah, that is my second goal that I have for you guys. The next goal I have is kind of an ugly one for me because I've never done something like this in the past, and it is to limit my book buying each month. I have a problem. I have a problem with shopping for books. I see a book, I want it, I get it, and the consequence of that is I have an entire shelf of books I have not read that I really need to get to. So I have decided to limit the books I buy every month. I haven't set a specific number yet. I think I'm going to cap it at 5 books a month, which I know seems like a lot, but it's actually, it's less than I buy every month now. So we're gonna try to cap it at 5 books a month and start using other resources I have available to me, like Uppbeat, which is an online service that provides audiobooks and ebooks through your library. I could use my Kindle Unlimited. I have a Kindle right there and it has Kindle Unlimited on it. So I think I need to start utilizing that more. And of course, just utilizing my library at home more for physical books. And you know, obviously just reading my bookshelves. I need to start reading what I have on the bookshelves because there are so many books I have not gotten to yet. A whole collection, one might say, of just books sitting there waiting for me to open them, and I think that I'm going to try to make sure that I'm reading more than I'm buying every single month. And I feel like this is a good plan, you know, going into post-college life, having to deal with money and responsibility, being fiscally responsible. I think it's good to start this habit at the beginning of the year that I'm not going to spend as much money on my book buying habit and instead look for other ways to get my books. I definitely think that is going to be the hardest goal to accomplish this year, which sounds crazy and sounds like such a first world problem, and I'm very aware of that, which is why I'm trying to address it. But yeah, wish me luck. I'm hopefully not going to be doing as many book hauls this year. If I do a book haul, I hope it's going to be like over like a 6-month period, like all the books I've gotten. But yeah, so I'm hoping to have less of that unless I get them as gifts. But yeah, really gonna try to shop my shelves and buy less books. Another goal of mine for 2022 is to join a book club or maybe start a book club. I love having people to read with. I think it just makes the experience of reading so much more enjoyable when you can share it with people and when you can talk about it with people. And there are so many great established book clubs out there on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter. There are just so many great places, and maybe I could even start my own book club. I don't know yet, but I definitely want to join in on one and find a group of people to kind of read with throughout the year, because I think that's going to help keep me on track with reading. And it's just something I've been wanting to do for a while and haven't really found the time to do it, but I'm taking a little bit of a lesser load of my college classes for my spring semester, and I'm hoping to find the time to kind of join in with people either in person or online and just kind of sit down and discuss my love of reading, and I'm really excited to kind of have that opportunity to do that this year. There's a train passing by, so we're gonna wait for the train to not be passing by before I continue. Okay, so the final kind of written goal that I have for the year is a writing goal actually, and that is to finish the second draft of the book that I was working on for NaNoWriMo this past year. I have so many ideas for stories in my head, and during November I participated in NaNoWriMo, which is basically a big writing challenge where you try to write 50,000 words in 30 days, and I completed that challenge, and I have 50,000 words of this book that has been in my head for so long. And my goal this year is to actually go back through that book and make edits and create a comprehensive second draft of the book and kind of take that next step on becoming published, which is like a very far off goal of mine. Like, I don't know if that's actually gonna happen or if this book will kind of just always stay with me, but it's kind of something I want to do for myself, that I write the second draft of this story that I have. Those are kind of all my big goals for 2022. I have just so much that I'm looking forward to, so much that I'm really nervous about, and just so much coming up in the next year, which is absolutely crazy and insane and nerve-wracking, but I just gotta take a deep breath and kind of manifest that this is going to be a good and positive year for me, for you guys. I would love to hear your goals down in the comments, because I think it's really interesting to hear other people's goals and kind of get inspired for your own and get inspired to actually pursue those goals. So please leave them down below, and if you've made it to the end of this video, of this very rambly, talkative video, please leave a little firework emoji for the new year in your comment, and I can't wait to read all of your goals for the year. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chatty video. If you guys liked it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification bell to get updates on when I post. I post every single week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!